Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Poetry Live, April 21st, 2023. And it's National Poetry Month still for another, 10 days, 9 days, however it works. I never know how to count it. Oh, there's my cat. I want to sit where he can be seen because I love him too much. All right. It's time for, I don't have my glasses. Let's do our best. Weird work for today. Here, though, elsewhere, it is unruly to carry across the street to your neighbor, grandkids orbiting, her hand at the Kool-Aid, your hand-stitched chapbook of steaming poetry, steaming for Berlin singers and poets long dead and soda pop hot in soda shops a century ago. As a matter of fact, it is unruly. I have been unruly in such a way. I confuse people. Well, good morning to you. Go out there and confuse people with your steamy poetry. It's my advice for today. What's the other thing? The other thing is beautiful word poem. Today's word is miraculous. And I could just do this and not care how I look while I'm doing it because I have it right here. Miraculous. Mere miraculous melodies just beyond reach activate blooming of violets. You seem to believe I should matter, that lust and greed, need and soaring count for something. The end. Must have been in a mood when I wrote that one. By the way, the first syllables of each line add up to miraculust. Miraculust. There is your song title or your band name if you like. You are welcome. I actually typed that in. That's sassy. So anyway, miraculust. Invented a word. That's a good day's work. Off I go. Just kidding. I have to pull another beautiful word for tomorrow from the can, from the word balls can. Oh, I get so nervous when one just jumps into my hand. I'm like, am I sure? But that's exactly the way it should be done, right? The one that is supposed to be the word. Extravagance. Oh, gratifying. I'm glad I went with extravagance. That's an excellent word. An extravagant word. So that is the word that will appear in a poem sometime between today and tomorrow's broadcast, and work it in and see what happens. It's really fun to expand the vocabulary in this way and to just have the daily practice of poetry, I think. Hey, phlegm sounds great today. I mean, there's nothing really going on. Yay! Triumph, I said. Famous last words. No, I think it's fine. Alrighty. Next, poetry hats. And I will move my phone and say that I carved a new block for tomorrow because I've been starting new hats on Saturdays. To have 4 different ones. But I think because we're in the last, 10 days, and this should I don't want to really go beyond 6 or 7 days with a single block. Maybe I'll carve another one midweek if I have time. Here is our current poetry hat. And the current block, you see there backwards. You have to flip it backwards, which is so easy now because of these smartphones. And I didn't really carve blocks before smartphones. And so I'm only assuming that people took pictures, had them made into slides, and projected them on the wall backwards. I don't know how you draw it backwards. Maybe some people are just able to flip it with their minds. Not me. Here is the new block sneak preview. Oh, you'll see it tomorrow. I'm excited. So then I'll have to figure out, because that is not at all what I planned to carve. I was looking through my Look at Her Brooch account on Instagram, which I hardly post on anymore, for an extravagant hat from Perry Mason, and that was my plan. So I've given away the final hat, if any. But then I found that picture, and I'm like, well, this is happening. So here is today's poetry hat, or this one. I have 2. I'll decide which one is just the right shade of green, and just the right mood of ink and smear and fade and all that. And then I will inscribe on it a phrase from, this is the beautiful words can. I will not do that. A phrase from, why did I move that? I don't know. From the sweater poem / poetry hats can. What is the phrase for today? The planet is done with me, indifferent to my nonsense. Oh God, it's a day of moods, is it not? Nighttime gibberish is frequently fraught with moods. But that will go, like I have maybe not mentioned in a few days. Every day that we pull a phrase for the sweater poems, poetry hats, sweater poems was last year, for the poetry hats, um, by the end of the month, we're going to string them together into a big, long, crazy poem. I will read it out loud. And the plan is, I haven't started this yet. Maybe I could start this today, to put them together into an ebook, with the illustrations, with the block prints. And that way, as an ebook, you get the full color effect without it having to be an extravagant price. I can't stop with that word. I know the word is extravagance, but I really love those words, extravagant, extravagance. Does anybody have words that oh, I gotta tell my friend Amy, the other Amy, my friend Amy Joe, because she asked me like outright what my favorite words are. And it's kind of like when someone asks me, I don't even remember what a word is. And so I need to tell her extravagant is definitely one. So that is that for the regular business of poetry hats and beautiful words and reading some poetry. But I will, in fact, I just did find a couple of more features in Was She Pretty by Leanne Shapton, the one about the exes. And I am just gonna read them because they're so much fun. The only illustration for this one, oh, I was gonna say it's a bullet, but you'll see what it is when I read the caption. Okay. Claudine had a small emergency in the middle of a romantic dinner at her new boyfriend's apartment. To her relief, and equally her dismay, she found half a box of tampons in the medicine cabinet. What could that mean? And finally, Sheldon's ex-girlfriend was Diana. She was uninhibited. Simply uninhibited. Go, Diana, go. All right. Thank you for joining me today for Breakfast Poetry Live. Short and sharp 7 minutes. I can't wait till tomorrow for new poetry hats and the rest. And so get into some poetry. Hey, you know what? I have poetry books on Amazon under, oh, look, there's my name. Okay, there it is. Amy Zollers. You can find books on Amazon under my name. And that could be a fun celebration of the tail end of National Poetry Month. So dig in there. All right. We'll see ya tomorrow. Mm-hmm.